So, have you ever looked around and felt like everyone else is miles ahead? And no matter what you do, other people seem to have more money, more success, just more of everything? If that's you, you're not alone. It's a very common feeling. In today's video, I'm breaking down 7 reasons you might feel behind financially, and we'll dig into whether there's any truth there at all. Number 1. You judge a book by its cover. Surface level appearances rarely reflect someone's actual wealth. Let's use cars to illustrate. People often assume what you drive equals your net worth or income, but that's a trap. Imagine you have $600 a month earmarked for transportation. You're practical, so you finance a used 2021 Toyota Corolla hatchback priced at $25,000. Your car payment runs about $424 a month, and by the time you add gas, insurance, and the rest, you're right around $600 total. Your plan is to pay it off in 5 years, and then own the car outright. No more payments. Now, you've got a coworker, let's call him Eric. You're chatting at the office water cooler, comparing finances like coworkers do, and you learn he earns the same salary you do. Eric complains that his monthly car payment is killing him. It's $459. You do a double take. You're paying roughly what he pays, yet you're driving a Corolla, and he's cruising in a 2025 BMW i4. That's confusing, because you both make the same money. A quick search shows a 2025 BMW i4 starts around $53,000. There's no way his payment is anywhere near yours, right? Here's the twist. Eric isn't lying. He's leasing on a promo deal. His lease is only 3 years, so he must return the car at the end. And he had to put $5,389 due at signing. Something he didn't mention while venting about the payment. His insurance and fuel costs are also higher. Another detail he left out. On the surface, you both have similar monthly numbers. Underneath, Eric is likely stretching beyond his means to project an image. Judging by appearances is one of the fastest ways to torture yourself, because it can trigger insecurity about your own situation. The better approach is to keep your focus on what you can control and put blinders on for everything else. Number 2. Spending habits are invisible. Suppose you love investing, splurging on experiences. Maybe you hit a Taylor Swift concert or even rode a camel in the desert. Meanwhile, your friend, call her Chloe, prefers to spend on the car, the bag, jewelry, the whole 9 yards, with monthly salon appointments. But Chloe doesn't invest at all. And for experiences, she'd rather just Netflix and chill. So who's living the richer, fuller life? I'd argue you are, but Chloe might believe it's her. Number 3. People with real money usually won't broadcast it on social media. One pattern I've noticed is how easily we let Instagram or TikTok shape our role models, how to act, what to wear, what to buy. But in my view, genuine wealth is quiet. It tends to be low-key. Often not visible at all. I'll share a quick example. I once met a friend's dad for lunch. He's worth well into 9 figures. His outfit? Simple shorts and a basic polo. From the outside, he looked like any neighborhood dad. No flashy watch on his wrist, no exotic car parked out front, nothing that screamed rich. Time after time, the wealthiest people I meet are the most grounded, polite, and humble, and they don't try to show off. Another story. I grew up around a lot of very affluent kids. My family was comfortable, yes, but we weren't on that same level. One girl I knew traveled constantly and posted photos from her trips, but she kept everything looking very ordinary. If she went to Rome, you'd see a picture at the Colosseum or a snap at the Trevi Fountain, landmarks anyone can visit. She never posted where she stayed or how she got there. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me, so I asked mutual friends why she never shared that part. The answer? She was flying private and staying in beautiful villas and 5-star resorts. That's when it clicked. Many truly wealthy people prefer to keep their wealth discreet. Privacy makes life calmer. It's more anonymous, more secure, and honestly, less complicated. Meanwhile, a huge pitfall of modern culture is how easily we associate flashy cars, designer bags, and high-gloss posts with real money. We see a luxury item online and assume the person must be rich. But studies suggest a significant share of luxury spending is put on credit cards, especially among younger buyers. And according to a Bain & Company report, luxury growth is being driven by younger generations like Gen Z and millennials. In other words, you don't see what's behind the scenes. You don't see the balances, the financing, or the context. Other people's finances are opaque. So don't take social media at face value. And don't let a curated feed trick you into believing that every flex equals wealth. Number 4. A major problem today is that we're constantly comparing ourselves upward. What I've noticed is that people rarely compare themselves to those with less. It doesn't feel aspirational. So we keep looking up the ladder, and comparison quickly steals our joy. But if you ever pause and compare your situation to people who lack reliable food, clean water, or safe shelter, the perspective shift is immediate. You realize your daily life is probably many times more comfortable, and that so much depends on where and to whom you were born. You don't choose the starting hand, you only choose how you play it. The smartest thing you can do is make the best out of the situation you have right now. One of the common ways we compare upward is with job titles and career paths. That kind of comparison is usually misleading because titles don't consistently reflect actual value, skill, or progress. A VP at one company can have the same scope as a senior manager at another. Titles vary by industry, by company size, and even by geography. They're not a reliable yardstick. If you've worked at a startup, you know title inflation is real. Startups want to keep people engaged, and sometimes giving someone an impressive title is simply a retention tactic, a way to make someone feel valued without changing the underlying responsibilities. Instead of matching yourself against friends with different titles, shift the focus to your own substance. Ask better questions. Are you building new skills? Are you still growing professionally? Do you find satisfaction in your day-to-day work? Is the value you create increasing? Those are far better markers of real progress than a label on a business card. Titles are branding. Skills are substance. On top of that, think about your personal growth apart from your job label. Are you moving closer to your own goals, or do you feel stuck? Are you learning, improving, and taking steps forward, or does each week feel the same as the last? If you feel stagnant, that's your cue to act. Maybe it's time to pursue a stretch assignment, switch teams, take a course, or explore a new path that aligns with what you actually want. That is a far better use of your time and energy than fixating on someone else's title, which may sound impressive, but tell you very little about their real trajectory. Remember, social media won't show the full picture. The quiet millionaire in shorts and a polo at a low-key lunch isn't posting the private jet or the villa tour. The luxury lifestyle you see online might be financed, borrowed, or staged. And titles don't tell the story of skill, impact, or happiness at work. Comparing upward will always make you feel behind, because there's always someone who looks higher on paper. The antidote is straightforward. Keep your eyes on your own lane. Focus on privacy over performance, substance over labels, and progress over perception. The less you chase appearances, the easier it becomes to build the life you actually want. On your terms, at your pace, with your priorities leading the way. Number 5. Expecting too much, too fast. Another reason it can feel like everyone else has more money is the non-stop highlight reel of people turning tiny sums into huge windfalls. Spend a little time on Reddit's Wall Street Bets, and you'll inevitably see gains that make you question whether you should even keep your job. It's demoralizing to watch someone pocket $100,000 on a single trade in a few days when you work all year and don't hit that number. Or to see a trader flip $80,000 into $1.12 million in a week. The problem is, you're mostly seeing the wins there. Losses rarely get posted. And when they do show up, they're so brutal, it's hard to process. Take the lurker who said they lost their entire life savings. Read the post, and it's genuinely heartbreaking. They wrote, "I would do anything to go back to where I was before the big sell-off on Friday. And yes, it was SPY calls that killed me. If that were me, I wouldn't recover in a year. It might take 5 to 10 just to feel normal again." This kind of story happens a lot. It's just not widely shared. Maybe one person in 10 million pulls off the 80,000 to 1.12 million miracle. But that's survivorship bias at work. You're only hearing about the outlier because it ended well. For the other 99.9%, there is no magical shortcut. Building wealth usually demands sacrifice and consistency. Showing up day after day and sticking with a process, not chasing lightning in a bottle trades. Number 6. The grass is greener syndrome. It's easy to assume that anyone with money didn't earn it, or that their path was somehow smoother than yours. But that's a classic greener grass illusion. You have no idea what trade-offs they made, or what they're enduring behind the scenes. Maybe they spent a decade on an offshore oil rig, rarely seeing family, accepting serious health risks, all to command a high paycheck. Or you glance at an investment banker who appears to be crushing it financially, and you miss the reality. Early career weeks pushing 100 hours, always on expectations, and constant stress just to earn that income while they're young. So when you meet a 30-year-old who has made it, remember how much of their life might have been traded away to get there. Those are sacrifices you may not want to make. And recognizing that helps you stop measuring your progress against theirs. Their challenges could have been far larger than yours, and their choices might not be ones you'd pick for yourself. Finally, number 7. The silent cost of family wealth. Another dynamic to keep in mind is that some people look financially ahead because of family support or generational wealth. That doesn't necessarily mean they didn't work hard, but it does mean they had a substantial head start. What you're seeing might be a cushion, not solely the fruits of their own efforts. Someone might afford a luxury apartment or frequent getaways less because of their paycheck, and more because they receive ongoing financial help from their family. Or maybe they inherited investments or property that quietly lowers their expenses and raises their stability in ways most people don't enjoy. You can't see those tailwinds from the outside, and there can be invisible trade-offs on their side too. Emotional strings, expectations, or pressures you know nothing about. The key takeaway is that family wealth and generational support can create an appearance of success that isn't purely self-made. That's not something you can control, and it's not a fair basis for comparison. The healthier move is to put your energy into building your own route forward. Focus on what actually brings you satisfaction and meaning. Keep your effort aimed at the pieces you can control, and throw on some blinders for the rest of society's noise. You'll feel better, think clearer, and make steadier progress. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to jump to the next one, it's right here. And I'll see you there or in a future upload on the channel. Alright, peace.